across the street, you can see glass flying from one of the apartments, I would presume, right across the street. I hope nobody was in there at the time when it hit, because it smashed pretty hard before hitting the ground.
And as you heard from Tom Comiskey, this is impacting traffic. And Wayne, as you pointed out, this is right outside where you come out from on the New York side of the Lincoln Tunnel. We understand 10th Avenue closed in that area, but probably surrounding streets closed off as well, as they're continuing to battle this fire, which, as I'm seeing live pictures that are up right now on Channel 11, they're still trying to fight this fire. And the water that they're spraying from adjacent buildings doesn't look like it's a strong enough stream to basically hit the heart of that fire. So this is a real fight they have on their hands.
Yeah, you're right. They'll say that water stream is just missing the flames itself. We've got a couple of reporters on our way to the scene right now, so we expect to have more shortly. Stay right here at WCBS 880.
Moving on to other stories this morning, the cleanup after the storms last night in Bensonhurst. The chainsaws they had to work last night, the National Weather Service confirms a microburst. Actually, yesterday afternoon around 4 p.m., branches and trees came down, one of them on top of Hadar Aaron's car, and he tells CBS 2.
Took out the sunroof, the windshield's cracked, the doors are a little pushed out, but thank God, I didn't come inside to move it.
National Weather Service's Bay Ridge Avenue between 18th and 20th Avenues endured 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds last night.
The same thing across the river in New Jersey, in Union. A lot of trees came down and taking out power quite some time in the area of Union and in Kenilworth.
WCBS News Time 8:13 will continue our coverage. Latest there on the Crane fire along the west side of Manhattan. Keep it right here at WCBS 880.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medication. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance. For over a decade, SimpliSafe has revolutionized home security, and our latest advancement is here, 24/7 LifeGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did. You call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
For all of our contest rules on WCBS 880, visit WCBS880.com and click on the contest tab at the top of the page.
Breaking news on WCBS.
West side of Manhattan right now by the Lincoln Tunnel. There is smoke pouring from the top of a crane on a high-rise where part of the crane collapsed just a short time ago.
It seems as though the boom just basically bent over and broke away from that crane, tumbling a number of stories into the street. This building looks to be maybe 40, 50 stories tall. Under construction there on the west side of Manhattan. This is along 10th Avenue, the vicinity of 41st Street, our understanding. This building under construction at the time.
And also on the way down, the part of that crane that fell took out part of a building across the way, took out at least one, maybe two windows, and possibly a couple of floors there on the way down. Hopefully nobody's been hurt or people on the ground. You can see people scrambling as it came crashing down. We have reporters on the way right now.
No surprise, we're seeing in a report now from Channel 7. Officials are saying nearby buildings are being evacuated out of fears of an additional collapse. the bulk of this crane, where the mechanics of this machine are located, that is still on top of the girder there, again at the very top of this construction site, and we have been watching what seems to be now a better attempt by the FDNY to get water on that burning crane. The video that we've been seeing this morning shows the fire crews trying to stream the water on this burning crane from an adjacent building, and it seems as though maybe they're getting the water closer to the heart of that fire there, high over Manhattan, that everyone can see.
And of course, this is the heart of the commute in the heart of Manhattan, and it's going to be a nightmare. We can tell you that without any doubt, not just to drive in, but also a lot of the sidewalks and streets are closed in that area because they want to keep people away from that scene, that emergency scene right now on the other side of the Lincoln Tunnel. Again, this is 10th Avenue between 41st and 42nd Street. And I guess Tom's going to have more about that in a second. Right?
Yeah, we're going to update that. We just want to play a little bit of the audio that we have heard from videos that is being posted on social media of that boom bending away from the crane and crashing to the ground. Here the boom breaks away, coming now down to the street. You can hear it hit a building. And then down there under the street, and you can hear the traffic was still moving through that area when that boom of the crane came down.
All right, well, how about the traffic right now? Let's find out at 8:18. Tom Kaminsky, what's the update?
Well, you know, the update is that that entire area is now cordoned off. We've got 10th Avenue shut down from at least 30 on up toward 42nd, and I'm just looking at 11th Avenue and how jammed that is now, back from about the area of at least 48th Street down through that stretch, and you're really not going to be able to get anywhere in that area toward the outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel. Now, if you're inbound side, well, you're right in that area to begin with. So we've got, as you come off of Dyer Avenue, you're at this point, it doesn't look like you'll be allowed to make that turn going toward 10th Avenue. You'll have to go and make that right turn on up toward 42nd and then away from it, going east on 42nd Street. But again, all of that is going to be shut down. And let me just get a look back at the inbound side of Lincoln. It wasn't great before. It still is not. We still have at least a 45-minute delay. In fact, it's quite a bit heavier now on the Jersey side. It's closer to 45 to 60 now at the inbound side of the Lincoln. Holland might be your alternate, but I would go with the Newark Bay extension of the Turnpike instead of the 19 approach. That's going to be at least a 45-minute wait. And the GWB there, we had about a 15-20-minute wait. A lot of volume, though, on the west side, and everybody on the west side highway itself, just pretty standard volume getting in through the 130s. A couple of other issues that we've had in the Bronx. Northbound side of the New England Freeway still looks very heavy. On up toward Pelham Parkway, looks like the crash may have been cleared out of the way now on the northbound side up around Country Club Road, and the northbound side of the Hutch still very slow getting up toward Westchester Avenue. We had a collision in the process of being cleared away there. I'm Tom Kaminsky in the WCBS Traffic Center.
And before we get to Craig, we're sponsored by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. The Holland Tunnel's New York-bound lanes are closed overnight, Sundays through Fridays, for construction, and that's going on right now up until August the 6th.
And then the overnight closures will switch back to the New Jersey-bound lanes. Again, that's overnight. Please plan accordingly and visit panyj.gov/Holland Tunnel Repairs for all the details.
Now the 5-day forecast from Chief Meteorologist Craig Allen.
And Wayne used the excuse, don't you know who I am? But they still won't let him through. So he's got to go around and take the long way into work.
I know. I tried.
Mostly sunny, hot, and humid. And if you're going to be on the road for a long period of time, that AC is going to be cranking in the car. Temperatures within a few degrees of 90. Warm and muggy for tonight, just 74 to 78 in the city and near 70 in the suburbs. It may take all night to get the low 80 degrees in the city. And then Thursday and Friday, heat advisory for the entire region, excessive heat watch in the hot corridor from, actually from Bergen County all the way on down through Mercer County at about 20-30 miles either side of the turnpike. Temperatures will be in the low to mid-90s at least. We'll go with 92 to 98 degrees to cover it for all of the region, and the heat index will be at or above 100. Another hot day on Saturday. Oh, by the way, thunderstorms are quite likely late Thursday, a few on Friday, and then 1 or 2 are likely again on Saturday, but that will break the heat, as Saturday's high will be near 90, but Sunday's high more like 80 to 85. 72 right now, and the humidity 78%.
As we continue our coverage here, watching this crane fire on the west side of Manhattan, what seems to be maybe a little bit of progress here as we're seeing the streams are now closer to the heart of that fire, as the FDNY is fighting this from an adjacent tower, trying to get the water on this burning crane. And in the last few minutes, I have seen what looks to be generally a good sign at fires, and that is that the smoke has gone from kind of a blackish to more of a whitish, grayish tint. But we are now seeing, yep, the flames are still burning there in that crane from what we're seeing right now in the live shot that's up on Channel 11.
So that's the news way up high. What we're still trying to ascertain is what happened on the street below on 10th Avenue between 41st and 42nd when this crane came crashing down, smashing the street just a couple of, this is what, about a half an hour ago, I suppose, this morning, as people were making their way in the morning commute, and traffic trying to get out of the way, people scrambling as a big chunk of that crane came down and actually smashed a building across the street, directly across the avenue, taking out some windows, and hopefully everybody in that building is okay.
We've seen reports that they are evacuating some of the buildings surrounding the scene of this fire. Also, the FDNY asking people to close their windows in that vicinity with that smoke just was spewing into the air now, as you said, for about at least a half an hour now as we've been watching this battle.
We have, at last count, 3 reporters who are on the scene right now. We'll get to those people coming up in a moment. It's 8:23 at WCBS First This.
Back on the road this summer and heading out for some fun in the sun? Listen for 110 Trips here on WCBS 880 News for great family fun destinations. Sponsored by your Tri-State BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast. With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. ¿Cómo te llamas? When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
You don't plan for a computer virus. You don't plan to lose files. You don't plan to knock your laptop off the counter. And you don't plan for your PC to crash or your screen to freeze. But Staples has a plan. A plan for unlimited virus protection. A plan for help when you need it 24/7. Staples Total Support Plans are your tech plans for the unplanned, starting as low as $199.99. And although you didn't plan for this, right now at Staples you can also get $250 off select computers. N729 in-store only. See associate for details.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Well, the very latest on the crane fire along the west side of Manhattan as we regroup and bring you the latest on what we know. So far, no reports of any injuries, but an ongoing fight high in the sky over Manhattan right now in that crane fire along 10th Avenue near 42nd Street.
Now, if you are coming into New York City right now via the New Jersey tunnels, the approaches are bad for both of them, but I would suggest take the Holland or take the George Washington Bridge, because the Lincoln Tunnel inbound is going to definitely be a challenge with streets closed right on the New York side.
Now sponsored by OnDeck, America's largest online small business lender. Apply today at OnDeck.com.
Let's go to the CBiz, Mark's Panic Business Desk. Here's John Tucker.
All right now the Dow futures win fall 63 points lower. Microsoft investors have their head in the cloud. They're latching onto the company forecast for a slowdown in the cloud business, and the focus may be obscuring the company's optimism over its artificial intelligence tools. Snap, taking it on the channel social media company, sank as much as 19% after reporting its second quarter results and gave a revenue outlook that was weaker than expected. And the Fed wraps up the meeting today. It's expected to raise interest rates again by 1/4 point. Well, the one in Manhattan has been closed for renovation since 2017, but that hasn't stopped customers from ranking the Waldorf Astoria the most loved luxury hotel brand. That's the finding of a consumer satisfaction survey released today by J.D. Power. And with Money News at 25 at 55 on WCBS, I'm Bloomberg's John Tucker.
CBiz Mark's Panic, the New York area's premier accounting, tax, and advisory firms.
When you own a small business in New York, sometimes you need funds fast. So go to OnDeck, America's largest online small business lender, with over $15 billion funded. OnDeck makes it easy. You can apply in minutes. And if approved, get your small business loan as soon as the same day. Go to OnDeck.com. Your loan is on deck.
Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank, the Utah Chartered Industrial Bank, member FDIC. Limited eligibility for same-day funding. OnDeck does not lend in every state. All loans subject to lender approval.
This is Juliana Tarian, President and CEO of Raleigh Motor Company. Our family of dealerships, including Acura, BMW, Lexus, and Mercedes-Benz, opened its doors 65 years ago. When you come to Raleigh, you want exceptional care, an easy process, and transparency. That's exactly what you get. We're honored to have you be a part of the Raleigh family, and I look forward to meeting you in one of our locations.
That's RALLYE.com. Experience luxury simplified at the Raleigh Motor Company.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there is with the John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny. When the project comes up, you have to just jump in and figure out what is it going to take. From front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor. Start telling your story. $1,000 off a 1025R tractor and 0% APR fixed rate for 60 months. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Got a message here. Have you seen how much the Mega Millions and the Powerball are? Jackpocket lets you order your favorite official state lottery games on your phone.
Use code RADIO. Get a free ticket. 18 or older, of course. Gambling problem in New York. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER and see jackpocket.com/TOS for all the terms.
Sponsored by Jackpocket. 828, and we got breaking traffic news with Tom Kaminsky.
We've just gotten in touch with the Port Authority Police regarding the inbound Lincoln Tunnel and the closings we're going to have on the Manhattan side. You are not going to be allowed to make that left turn toward 10th Avenue in that area of 42nd Street, and I would bet that before long, as you exit the Lincoln Tunnel on the Manhattan side, you're going to be pushed to the right to go southbound away from that area of 10th Avenue. All of that along 10th is shut down from, at the very least, 38th Street on up through 42nd Street, and actually the heavy delays are radiating out around that a little bit farther, so we'll update all of that in just a couple of minutes here. But the inbound Lincoln itself is at least 45 to 60 minutes. I'd avoid that. I would just go up to the GWB. That's at about 15 to 20 minutes. You do have volume there. You do have volume on the west side, too, but it's still going to be better for you. The Holland, by contrast, about 30 minutes as well from the 1-9 approach, as well as from the New Jersey Turnpike. Let's get the latest from Craig Allen, WCBS Weather Center.
72 and on its way up quickly for this afternoon. Now that it is mostly sunny, there will be haze, but 72 will quickly get up close to 90 for the afternoon hours, and limited, if any, thunderstorms for today, but more so Thursday and Friday. There could be some strong thunderstorms again during the latter part of the afternoon. Today's high near 90, tomorrow and Friday it'll be 92 to 98 with a heat index over 100. The weekend will be split. The hottest day Saturday, a little cooler for Sunday.
Your radio home for Mets baseball. This is WCBS 880 News. Our top story, the breaking news about the crane collapse and fire that has shut down 10th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan.
We'll have a lot to say about that in a moment. It's an ongoing story. We're also cleaning up in Brooklyn. 55 trees came down in a microburst of winds of 70 miles an hour.
Power restoration continuing in New Jersey after the strong storms in areas including Union last night.
Hunter Biden heading to federal court in Delaware this morning, pleading guilty to not paying his taxes.
Sports, the Mets beat the Yankees 9-3 in Subway Series baseball last night.
Wednesday morning, it's the 26th of July. Good morning, I'm Wayne Kappas.
And I'm Paul Bernane, 8:31 WCBS News Time. Breaking news on WCBS.
construction crane has caught fire, collapsing on 10th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, in an ongoing story that's really bollocksing up the area with traffic.
We understand there is some news about that. And Tom Kaminsky in the traffic center, what are you hearing?
Well, what we're hearing at this point is that the inbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel, while it is open, it is going to be extremely difficult to try to make those left turns up toward 40th, 41st, 42nd Street. You will not actually be allowed to make the left turn to go toward 10th Avenue. So what's going to wind up happening here before long is everybody's going to be pushed to the southbound side of it. Now, I'm just looking at the traffic volume around that area. It is starting to become, if you're going to put this in a box here, we're looking at a section from about 50th Street on down through 34th, from about 9th Avenue west on over to 12th Avenue. It is extremely heavy in that area. You really should try to avoid driving in that area because it is really stacking everything up. But the full hard closing is on 10th Avenue at the very least from 38 up through 42nd Street. And if you're inbound side Lincoln, it's close to an hour now, and you won't be able to make that left turn toward 10th Avenue. We'll keep it posted. I'm Tom Kaminsky, the WCBS Traffic Center.
Tom, thanks. WCBS.